Hello, hello. Crazy, crazy, crazy energies. Um, I don't know how many times today that the energies came up and just knocked me off my feet almost. Um, Attended some events and made some learning and just seeing this underlying cleansing of everything of our past. It also feels like the whole foundation of reality in a lot of ways is being shaken up. There's stuff going on in the world. There's lies and mass media shit that's jarring people and sending them into fear that's not real. I'm not saying that the events didn't happen, but they're being coerced. The people that are doing these things are are being forced to do it so that it creates fear and panic and stuff in the world to create these false flag events. But at the same time, anybody that follows things like the Schumann resonance, which is the Earth's vibration, it's off the charts today. It's higher than it's ever been, ever. Or that was yesterday, I guess. Sorry. Um, so we got all this stuff that's shaking up our system. The energies are rife with just bubbles of stuff coming up inside of us, and it can panic us. It's not feeling good. It's not feeling like you're safe in your body. It can feel like fear. It can feel like panic. It can feel like tight chest. It can feel um, just not wanting to be here or hyper anxious. And I feel all of it, and it's okay. And what I want people to do is just recognize that it's there. I hear some people that are even in absolute pain. Uh, what I want people to be aware of is this is happening not to you, it's happening for you. It's pushing your system and you to let go of stuff you're hanging on to, stuff that's trapped in your system you may not even be aware of. Some of it can be past life, some of it is old relationships, money issues, fear, trauma. Um, it's all percolating right now for your highest good, and it's not doing it to mess you up or to kill you or whatever, because it can feel like that in a moment. And I want to speak to a few tools that I use to handle it when this shows up. And the biggest one is breath. And the second one at the same time, while you're with breath, see how I'm holding my hand on my heart. The minute I put my hand on my heart, and it's even better when you put two on, it pulls me into presence of my heart, because a lot of these things that we're feeling are mind related, they're energy related, um, and they're coming from a place of fear, which is more head related, more story related, more belief related, more trauma related kind of programming stuff. And we got to get back into this space of being in the moment and not identifying with a story. And when I put my hand on my heart, I find it's a new way of grounding. It's not so much having to have my feet on the ground, which is traditional grounding, or growing roots out of your root or your feet. This grounds me like I would not believe. And I'm really feeling it's the new grounding, that we're all grounding into ourselves. And it's not so much planet related and so much the reality related. So get that and take a deep breath. Right to the tips of your toes. Take a sip again. Oh, and then let it out with some noise, and just keep doing that and feeling it. And then at the same time, if there's panic inside and there's fear inside, just sit down for a moment, hold your hands on your heart, and welcome it in. Instead of like, oh, I don't want to feel that. That's scary. It's not happy. I don't want to be part of it. Just trust that it's a part of you, and think of it as like a little wounded, scared part of you that's a child that maybe got afraid in your young years, and it still hasn't learned to trust the world. And you're getting a chance to have that part of you sit back on your lap, open a knee up, reach your hands out, and just sit with it And you're going to find out that that energy doesn't want to kill you. It's not there to panic you. It's not there to scare you or put you into fear. It's a part of you that isn't comfortable feeling those energies, isn't comfortable with what is. And if you just sit and then maybe take your hand out a little bit and take like you're holding a little child in your lap, and then feel you giving that energy to you. And you're now making a reunion with parts of yourself that maybe have been afraid for lifetimes. It could have been past life, it could have been in this life, it could have been anything. And just sit and then feel it. And you're going to find something really, really amazing, that no matter how afraid that energy is, as long as you sit with it and breathe with it and just work with it, you're going to find out that no matter how panicked it gets, the more and more you settle with it and you love it, it's going to dissolve. And then this little beautiful space of possibility opens up inside. That child starting to trust that energy. You are the adult, you're setting boundaries and you're doing some amazing thing. And maybe that child hasn't had a chance to see you sit like that. It hasn't been welcomed in. And just sit and breathe and hold your heart, and just let whatever comes in show up. And if it's showing up, there's going to be emotion with it. There might be crying, there might be tears, there might be anger, there might be frustration. Just sit with it. Feel all those energies. Realize that they're not killing you. They're just violent bubbles of stuff that you couldn't express in the past. And just be aware of it and just sit with that part of yourself, and something magic starts to happen, because those things don't rule you anymore. Once you've made friends with them, they can show up and they become part of your power. That anger, that rage, that frustration, that whatever is part of you. And it's not like we let it out, but we got afraid of it when it got way out of control way back when, or you got told that you can't be that, you can't touch, speak back, you can't whatever, and you got spanked and ruler or whatever. And now you're like, fuck, that's part of me. And now, when it's calm and it's part of you, it's your power. It's your power. You're not going to speak to me like that ever again. I'm an adult now, and I'm not going to take that shit. And all of a sudden, that fear turns into power. It turns into you now realizing what you want matters. And that thing that came in that overwhelmed us and was scary is all of a sudden now you stepping into this calm space of being and realizing that you're a creator, and your creation was taken away from you and you got slapped on the knuckles and all this stuff in your past, and a little part of you died for a while. But now you're getting this opportunity and it looks scary, but every time you take those bits of power back and you start to end the experiences of being controlled and being with false beliefs and being worried and feeling like you didn't have a chance, and all of a sudden you do have a chance. So just sit with it, and it's an opportunity to find a part of yourself. Don't be afraid by it. Don't get overwhelmed by it and run away from it. Sit and breathe. And if it gets intense, just breathe more. Drink some water. Do an Epsom salt bath. But just get slowly comfortable with looking at whatever's causing the pain. And I'm going to tell you, if you're feeling a lot of pain and it's discomfort in your body, start asking, why is this here? What's from my past? What's the thing that's causing this pain? You're going to find out that you're holding on to something, or you didn't realize you could let go of something. And breathe it and sit with it and sit with it. I had some of the worst pain in my life with gallbladder uh, a few months ago, 3, 4 months ago, and I was in agony. And I was sitting there, and breath was the only thing that was saving me. But there was so much anger inside me towards myself, and I later found out that's what gallstones is. The gallbladder was anger at my frustration of life, and things didn't work out, and lost my house, and not having my kids in my place, and money issues. I sat with it and I looked at it and I cried with it, and I rose through it. And the gallstones are gone. The pain is gone. But I had to sit with that part of myself and find it. You can go and throw medication at it. You can go to the hospital. You can go and and find something that takes the pain away. But we are spiritual, energetic beings. Those pains, those things are serving us in a way, telling us there's something wrong. And the more we can look at it, and yes, you can go see a doctor and get pills and all this kind of stuff to get through it, but it's not going to go away until we deal with it. We look at it. We look at the energies. Things like cancer is I believe it's self-termination. It's a thing where we're so angry with ourselves, we don't want to live, and it consumes us. And that's the cancer that grows in our body. And if we can look at the energies, if we can get okay with things, accept what happened, magic's going to happen. So I don't want to drag this out too long, but breathe, lots of water, sit, feel all the emotions, go in a quiet room, be by yourself for a while. This is the perfect time to be alone. If you don't feel safe being alone, find somebody that you can talk to and they can witness you. And they don't want to fix you. You just talk about it and say, oh, this was awful and this was bad and I really want to cry, and get permission. And you're going to find yourself in so much better place, and the magic's going to start to happen. This isn't happening to us to hurt us and show the world's falling apart. This is happening to create a new world. This is new vibration coming in, and if you keep that density in you, it's going to be like anchors on your body, and the pain's going to get worse. So if you're stuck with something, can't figure out what it is, call me up, send a message, and we'll figure it out together. There's a reason, and often when we're in pain and suffering and whatever, we can't see past it. But I'll tell you right now, I have this gift. If somebody's willing and your higher self is willing to work with me and my higher self, we'll figure it out quickly. You may not want to hear what you're going to find out, but I'm going to hold you accountable and we'll get through it. But there's no suffering left. The only suffering is suffering in silence, suffering and feeling like the world's not here to help you or it's beating you up or whatever. That's suffering. This is time to reach out, get help, talk to people, get through this. And I want to see you through it. I want to have you run alongside and we're having a blast together dealing with all the shit that shows up. And that's what I do every day. I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years really aggressively, and nothing scares me, and I'm more than happy to reflect for others so that we can get through this as quick as possible. So if that calls to you, send me a message. We'll get through it. It's time to get through all of this and have a blast and be kids again and innocent and play. So it's my offer. Have a good day, and I hope you get through it, or otherwise, I'm here to help. Love you. Have a good night.